What's up, degenerates? Today we're going to be covering simple moving averages. This is a simple yet powerful tool that most traders often overlook or use incorrectly.
They know nothing! Yeah.
I'm going to show you what simple moving averages are, how I personally like to use them to identify trends, changes in the overall direction of a specific stock or the overall market. It's really simply the average price over a specified time period. You can set these up on your chart by clicking indicators in TradingView and typing in SMA or simple moving average. I already have mine set up here for the 20, the 50, and the 200 day. The most popular ones are 10, 20, 50, 100, and 200. But really you're always going to want to have one short term, one medium term, and one long term, so you can identify anytime there's a switchover or what we call a cross. And so looking here, you can see that the blue line was the 50 day. So this is 50, 200, and the 20 day. And so when the blue line or the 50 day crossed the 200 day, that was a trend trigger. When a shorter moving average crossed the longer term moving average, which signaled to me, the trader, that there was a change in the market trend. And so you had this bull market play out above that line. And just recently we crossed below the 200-day moving average. So we've had this downtrend play out, and so there's been a change in trend. And so you can time the overall longer term trend in the market using these indicators. Now this is called a death cross. It's popularly known as a death cross, and then this one is a golden cross, which you can use in the overall market or even looking at specific stocks. Say for instance Netflix, you had this death cross here, and then ever since then it's been below, and looks like the 50 day is actually approaching that 200 day moving average, so maybe we'll have another golden cross here. So you can look at it not only on the overall market but specific stocks as well. Going back to the overall market, I want to show you something that I think is useful, especially right now with a lot of volatility, a lot of people trying to guess where the market bottom is. You can see here that this is on the daily chart, so this is the 200 daily moving average, and we actually rejected off of it back in August, so maybe we'll approach this 200 day again, and that will act as resistance. So not only are you using the crossovers for trend, but also looking at how price moves around these averages to see if it'll act as support or as resistance. Now, another time frame you can use is the weekly moving averages. So this is the 200 weekly moving average, and you can see here that the S&P has bounced off it multiple times. It acted as support back in 2015 as well as 2018, and then it actually broke down below in March of 2020 before pushing back higher, and now we've just bounced off it again. And so how we move here, this will be interesting to look at. And lastly, we'll look at Apple, because I think this has been really useful using the moving averages. You can see here back in March of 2020 we did have the 200 day hold, and then we pushed higher over time. And ever since then, we've kind of rejected off of this 200 daily moving average, where you could have bought calls, Didn't quite make it down here, but you see that we've still held above that 200 daily moving average line. We've actually broken down below it a few times now. We did have that death cross play out, as well as the 50 day did reject here on the 200 day moving average as well. So it's not only price, but also where you see moving averages start to move, if it will see a rejection or not. Now we did have a pretty significant break to the upside in Apple. It is a very strong stock. It's one of the only mega caps that's holding up. But just recently we had earnings, and we did go up and test that 200 daily moving average and reject it at least on the close. So we'll see if this can continue or not. I do think that Apple needs to correct, so maybe we can come back up here and test this line. If we break above it, we could test all the way back to up to 170. There's a mini gap to fill up here as well at 171. But overall, I do think that in the long term, Apple is going to probably have a larger correction, similar to that of Amazon or Meta. Probably not quite as low as some of these names, just because Apple does have a lot of cash to buoy its balance sheet with all the interest with higher rates. But like I said, using moving averages is just a great way to understand the overall trends, and then combining it with everything else that I'll be showing you on this channel, you can really start to make sense of the overall movements in price using all of these indicators in your toolkit and not being biased to just one. So hope you learned something here. Really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.